Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we got the fat bike behind us and we're showing you how to install a bottle cage on your bike. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon down below. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss this awesome cycling content we got on this channel. So you might be thinking, bottle cage, pretty simple install. That's okay, we're gonna talk about all the different ways you can install a bottle cage on your bike. So let's move right over to the fat bike. Let's get started putting this bottle cage on. So bottle cages, you might be like, oh, it's pretty simple. There's two bolts on your frame, you just bolt the bottle cage on. And you're right, that is a very simple task to do. However, not every bike comes with these bolts already in the frame. So if you don't have bolts in your frame, you have a lot of different options. Number one, the one we're looking at here is my fat bike. So this one here did not come with holes from the factory. This is a completely smooth inner triangle here, nothing there at all. So we actually went ahead and we drilled out our own holes, used rib nuts, made it all work here. I'm gonna have a link to that video if you want to check that out up in the corner here. So check that out if you want to learn how to do this to your own bike so you can get that all set and have actual permanent water bottle cage mounts on your bike. Other options you'd have is of course using like a hose clamp, or they make specific clamps for a bottle cage that'll actually clamp onto this bracket here or give you extra bolt holes so you can bolt it to that bracket. So they do make those if you want to have that option. They also make like Velcro straps and all sorts of stuff nowadays, but in my opinion, bolting the cage directly to the frame is a great permanent option, especially if you plan on actually using the bike and starting to abuse the bike. In this case, fat bike, snow, off-roading. I wanted something that was secure to the bike that wouldn't have a problem moving if I was to, drop off a snow ridge or an ice ridge. It'd be perfectly fine how it is. So on the fat bike, you see I got one already. We're gonna be installing our second one. When we installed the bottle cage bolts onto the fat bike, I said I was doing two on there. One for the down tube and one for the seat tube. And the real reason is I want to go on a little bit longer rides in the winter. And when it's winter and cold, sometimes you want a little extra liquid, especially if you're in the desert like me and it's cold and dry. You want a little bit extra liquid. I found myself going through a water bottle kind of quick. So before the snow hits, we're throwing this other water bottle cage on there. Pretty simple. I like these aluminum style cages. You can get all sorts of different styles out there, whether that's this aluminum one, plastic one, carbon one, titanium, stainless steel. They make all sorts of different materials out of them. If I said to go with a cheap basic cage, these little aluminum ones work really good for me, and you can always adjust them and bend them to fit your water bottle a little tighter or a little bit looser, depending on what you're carrying with you. So that's what we're going to be installing today, is this little aluminum water bottle cage. So pretty simple to get this guy installed. You're either going to need a 5mm or a 4mm, going to be the most common. Sometimes it's a T25 on some of those fancier bikes, but in this case, we're using a 4mm is what this bike takes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to loosen up these bolts in here. And we're going to get these bolts taken all the way out of here. So I crack them loose, and then we'll use the ball end of the Allen key to go ahead and remove them the rest of the way. And at some point, if you were smart enough to take apart your bolts, you grease these, and they came out nice and easy, just like mine did. I greased these when I put them together. So those came out super easy, nice, and all set for a water bottle cage to go on. So most of the time when you look at a water bottle cage, you'll see three different holes. You'll see 1, 2, 3, especially on the more basic cages. Some of them will have slots. It just depends on the water bottle cage you get. So best way to install these, go ahead and put the bolt in the bottom first and then put it in the matching top bolt from there. Not all water bottle spacing is the same on bikes. That's why they offer the slotted on the top holes and then two different top holes here. That way it fits multiple, almost any type of bike you can get out there. It's going to fit that. If you have two complete slots, this one has little slots on there, it allows you to slide the cage up and down just a little bit to get better fitment on your bike and your specific frame type. We're gonna get our bottom bolt into the hole in our cage, just like that. We're gonna line it up with our hole there, and we're just gonna start hand threading it in. Do not start with the tool. You don't really want to strip these out. If they're built into your frame, they're not exactly the fun thing to replace. If you rib nutted them in, they're still not that fun to replace, so don't do that either. Then we'll go ahead and we'll line up our top hole with the slot that's supposed to be in. That was pretty easy on this one, and we'll just go ahead and we'll tighten this guy down. And so that's all set there. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our Allen key. We're just gonna try and start to snug these up. And I would like to get them at least just kind of snug. I don't like to snap them down. I don't like to torque them all the way down until I have both of them nicely against the frame, just like that. So you can see I have it just slightly tight there, and you can see I can move that barbell cage up and down on the frame pretty easily. So I can adjust that at least a little bit on these specific barbell cages. Some of the less expensive ones, kind of like these, there's one spot for them, and they just go where that one spot is. More expensive ones, like my nice titanium ones from Life Goods on the gravel bike, those ones have pretty much a whole bunch of adjustment. You can move them up and down to fit your exact bike. So just depends on the kg you get, how much adjustment you're going to be able to have in those bolts. So once we have those set, we're going to go ahead and just snug these guys up. Again, you don't need to go ridiculously tight. on these. If there was no grease on them, make sure you put grease on the bolts too. So you got that set there. We're going to go ahead and pop that guy right there, and we're going to give this a little bit of tighten. That one feels pretty good. I think it's like 2 or 3 Newton meters if you want a torque spec. They're really not much. So we're just going to get those guys nice and tightened right there. And there we go, nice and tight, ready to go. Water bottle cage installed on your bike, ready for you to carry some water on your next ride. So there you have it, water bottle cage officially installed on your bike. So hopefully you've learned the most basic way of how to attach a water bottle cage to your bike. All those other methods I talked about, I'm going to have links in the description down below so you can check them out for yourselves if you have a bike that doesn't have water bottle cage mounts on it. So you can either add them yourselves or you can add another option to mount a water bottle cage on there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, or at least learned something today, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering any questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.